Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about how you can save money and who doesn't want to save some money, especially when you're starting out with your agency or you're starting out as a freelancer. You probably cannot afford to buy every single tool that you maybe would like to. So it's a good idea to find out what do you really need. And in this video, I'm going to go through, I think, 4 or 5 different scenarios, different things, and different ways that you can think about, different ways that you can save money in your company or as a freelancer. So the first one is going to be limit your recurring costs. And yes, I'm going to look down on my notes because I can't remember everything. So I apologize for that in advance. But you want to limit your recurring costs. And those costs are usually things that you pay for on a subscription basis. And these costs, they tend to add up over months and years and decades. So you want to ask yourself the question if you really need these things, and you have to ask yourself if it's essential to your company and to your clients and just to running your business in general. And if it is, it's probably something that saves you a bunch of time and money as well. So I can give some examples of the things that we are using in our company. I have a list here. So the first one on the list is I have a Skype phone number, a Danish phone number, because most of our clients are in Denmark, but I'm located in Thailand. So my clients like to call a Danish phone number, and so they can get a hold of me. It's just easier for them. So that is something that I choose to pay for every single month. It also looks more professional that you service Danish customers and they can call a Danish phone number, even though I'm located in a different time zone in a different country. So that's the first thing. Also, of course, we're going to need emails and documents and storage and things like that. So we use Google Workspace for that. For me, I think it's great value for money. You pay per seat, per person in your organization. So that's what we've chosen to go with. Maybe you can use the free plan to get started. I think they have like a 15 gigabyte plan, but I feel like we get a lot of value for money with that subscription. Another thing is ChatGPT. We started using that like 2 years ago, or when it just came out, and it wasn't like 2 or 3 months later using the free version. I just started paying for the paid version, the professional version. It's so much better, and it generates a lot of value for us. We use it for translations, for SEO purposes, like writing alt descriptions for images and meta descriptions, things like that. Even for idea generations. Sometimes I need some good ideas for example, I'm making a video right now. Maybe I need some ideas for a title for the video. So I can use it for general idea generation and also for coding tasks and debugging and things like that. So that's really something that we find very valuable. Then we also use Envato elements, that is like royalty-free stock photos, sound effects, video, things like that. You can just go ahead and create a project in there, and you can download it, and you don't have to worry about getting sued by anyone. And yeah, I really like that. That's a 1-year subscription, recurring subscription that we pay for, and that we're happy to pay for. And then, of course, you have different various plugins and services. We also use something called WP Umbrella for our care plan. It's like for backups and maintenance of websites, WordPress websites, and also various plugins like WP Rocket is one that we use a lot, caching performance plugin for WordPress, and WPML and things like that. The last two, WP Umbrella and WP Rocket, and the plugins that we use, you have to ask yourself, is this a cost that you can pass on to your clients? Because if it is, it's great. You don't have to think about it much. Because, for example, we offer care plans in our agency for our existing clients, and we have like an add-on. They can get WP Rocket. It makes the site faster. It's a great caching plugin, but they pay a little fee for that every year or every month or however it's set up. So that actually, we don't have to worry about the cost, even though it's a recurring cost every single year that we have to pay for this subscription. The other things like my Skype phone number, I can't really charge my clients for that. It's just something that I need to have, and also the Google Workspace. But some of the things like the plugins that you actually use on client sites, you can charge them for that. So another thing is you have to make a decision sometimes if you really need that high-end thing. One example for us was we had to think about if we wanted to keep using Adobe, they have great software. They have Photoshop, Illustrator, all these different amazing things that they offer, but it's on a subscription based, it's a subscription, I guess, service. And do you really need it? I know it's state of the art, and I know that it's industry standard. Like, so if you're a graphic designer and things like that, yes, of course you need it. And the good thing about it is you can get started on it. You don't have to pay a bunch of money just for one app in the beginning, but you can pay for it for a year. But it's kind of hard to stop your subscription and things like that. And they've really got a pretty bad rep lately. Anyways, what I want to say is I don't need to use Photoshop. I don't need to use Illustrator. I'm not that target group. I can use something like Affinity, the Affinity Suite, which is Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, and Affinity Publisher. That's more than enough for me. I can crop the images that I need to crop. I can, change the colors, and I can make some graphics, and I can make logos, and I can make everything that me would be able to do in Photoshop and Illustrator. I can do in the Affinity versions. And the great thing about Affinity is you only pay once. You pay for it one time, and then maybe we're on version 2 right now. Maybe you want to upgrade that to version 3 at some point when it comes out. And then you actually you have to pay an upgrade fee for that. That's like Adobe used to work in the old days. And I kind of like that model much, much, much better. So that's what we're using. So anyways, oh yeah, also there are many different open source projects that are actually free. So for example, like Figma, if you want to use Figma, that's also a subscription-based plan. But there's actually something called PenPot that is totally open source. You can use it for free on their own website. You can even download it and self-host it on your own server if you want to do that. So there are many alternatives, and you have to go and research what you really need. So this brings me to the next one here, and that is get LTDs. Not SCDs, but LTDs, lifetime deals, and you have to get them while you can. So many companies, they offer these lifetime deals on different products, for example, WordPress plugins, and it means that you can usually use them on as many sites as you want, and you get unlimited support for life. Of course, you have to is it for my lifetime, or is it the lifetime of the company, of the developers that are offering these lifetime deals? You have to think about that. Because sometimes you can make a mistake and buy something that you're not really going to use. But this mostly happens with new companies that want to push their products and get an initial user base. So they offer a lifetime deal. And after a while, the price for lifetime deals will naturally increase. And sometimes they will even stop offering them. For example, the wildly popular plugin Advanced Custom Fields Pro, that used to be a lifetime deal, but now it's a recurring basis as well. So you have to be early, you have to be an early adopter sometimes to get the good lifetime deals. And yeah, that's just how it is. And for example, we got a lifetime deal. I've been talking about that in another video for Bricks Builder. And we got it 7 or 8 months ago, and I had it laying around for a long time, but I managed to get it before a big price increase. I think they actually almost doubled the price. So I knew that this was great. People were saying wonderful things about Bricks Builder online. So I did a lot of research, and I thought okay, I'm going to get this before the price increase because I know that this is a good product. I know the developer is invested in the project, and I know that it's going to be great value in the future. So we got that even though we had it laying around for a while. So that's the second point here. The third one I want to talk about is getting good deals. So both these lifetime deals and other deals you can get if you have patience and you don't need it right now. So for example, we just had Black Friday last month, and we picked up a lot of new both lifetime deals but also other things. So what I usually do, I have a list of some of the plugins and some of the services and some of the things that I would like to a wish list. So I write these things down. I do some research a month or 2 months in advance of a Black Friday sale, because of course you don't know if they're gonna offer a Black Friday, if they're gonna have a Black Friday sale. But if they are, it's nice to have it on your list, and then you know if they are, and if it's a good deal, then you're gonna get that thing that is on your wish list. So that's what I like to do it, and but only if I know that I'm gonna need it at some point. As I said before, I have made mistakes buying something before because it seemed too good to be true, and then I didn't really use it. But this year we got a few great deals, and We got BricsForge, which is an add-on for Bricks Builder, and we got SureCard, SureMembers, and SureDash. And I don't think we're going to start using this the near future, like maybe in the next 2 or 3 months. But I'm just happy that we got it because I did my research before and I found that most customers and users of these plugins and services are really happy with the quality, the support, and everything. So I was not afraid to make that decision to buy that. So that is well, that was number 3, I guess. Get some good deals. Number 4 on the list is totally different. It's not about buying things. Well, it kind of is. It's about learning because as an agency owner, as a freelancer, you constantly have to update your knowledge. You have to learn new things. You have to stay on top of the game. And I think we all know this scenario. You find some things that you're really passionate about. You want to learn this. You want to learn A, B, C, D. And you go ahead and you buy a bunch of courses because you think that, oh, I bought the course and now I have it. I'm going to go and I'm going to study this. I'm going to become really good at it. But then all of a sudden you have like 10 or 15 or even 20 or even more courses laying around that you just got started on and you never finished it because you didn't really know maybe if you needed it, if you were that much passionate about it, if you were interested in it. So like that's what I have tend to do at least. And that's not a great thing. So my advice would be to find some free courses first. Like the internet, especially YouTube, is full of great value videos and tutorials, and there's so many amazing videos where you can learn for free. So you should probably start there and find out if you like it, if you're interested in learning this particular subject or skill. And then if you have an interest in it, you can just go ahead and buy a paid course that is more in depth if you really can get enough of this kind of stuff. One example of one creator I really like, his name is Tony Alicia. He's made amazing in-depth tutorials and courses on JavaScript, HTML, CSS, React, all different kinds of things. And I tend to kind of buy all of his courses when they come out because I know that the quality is great. But the cool thing about him is that he has maybe a course that is maybe 20 hours or 30 hours or something like that. But then he uploads the first 4 or 5 hours for free on YouTube so you can get started. And if you like it, you can just continue the paid versions. And I tend to do that because it's great value for money. Maybe I'm going to do a video on him because it's like I've learned so much. It's so much quality that he delivers. It's like I think his motto is don't imitate, understand, which is very, very important. Anyways, the last thing on the list is working from home. So when you're first starting out as a freelancer or maybe even a small company, you can probably work from home. You probably don't need to rent an office because that's expensive. You have to commute back and forth. You have to spend money on gas, waste a lot of time in traffic, and things like that. So maybe working from home is a good option. At least if you're only starting by yourself as a freelancer, it is the only viable option, I would say. Of course, maybe you like to get out and talk to people and have an office space, but maybe you can just go to a co-working space or a coffee shop or something like that if you need to go somewhere else. Sometimes I like to go to coffee shops as well, just to get a different atmosphere and a different feel, and I feel inspired in a different way. So that's totally valid, of course. But I am working from home, and actually we built an extra building attachment to our house for our office. And that cost a bunch of money to begin with, of course. But at the same time, we added value to the house and our lives as well, and we don't have to pay extra for rent or commuting. So if you can work from home, that is probably the best thing. And then later on, as you progress and your company grows, your agency grows, then you can rent an office and all that cool stuff. So that's the last point, and I hope you like this video. I hope you can use these tips and tricks for yourself. At least that is my thoughts on how we're spending money and how we're trying to save money. And if you have any ideas, if I've left something out, if you have some great ideas and some great tips and tricks, please write it in the comments below and we can talk about that. I'm totally open to suggestions because I'm still starting out myself and just documenting my journey on this channel here. But that's like my top 5 how we save money in our agency. Like and subscribe, follow, all that stuff. Share the video, please, and see you next time. Bye-bye.